Hello everybody, welcome to our program The Medicine Showtime. Today we will talk about the great discoveries in medicine. My name is Lorraine Merida. We start when people go sleep, they go through with philosophy. Dissension wasn't an accepted practice. Doctors had a limited notion about the size of the human body. It emphasized the absence of human anatomy defense by Albert Taylor. Heart is a muscle the size of the fist. It beats more than 100,000 times a day, pumps more than 19 liters per minute, flows through arteries and veins. William Harvey, he was the one who discovered the complicated operation. Carl Lannister, he studied blood because he realized that some blood transfusions worked and some didn't and the people died. He discovered 4 different groups that he called A-B.
Anesthesia is one of the most important leaps in the history of the medicine. Surgical interventions save thousands of lives a day, but before patients could be fully anesthetized, many of them did because of trauma or even preferred it instead of going through an operation. Anesthesia was discovered in 1846 by William Morton. He successfully used a ladder. In a dental extraction on this ladder, he gave a public demonstration. Another of the most important advances for surgical intervention are X-rays, since they allow identify the severity of an injury and whether or not it requires surgical intervention. X-rays were discovered in 1895 by Wilhelm Röntgen. Experimenting with a cathode ray tube was how he discovered radiation of unknown origin at that time, and hence its name, X-ray. This radiation had the property of penetrating opaque bodies. The microbial theory was discovered by Louis Pasteur, attributed the general cleanliness of people and homes to eliminate an infection. Pasteur was the one who improved and promoted the etiology impacted care in advances in hygiene and public health, evolution of asepsis and antisepsis in hospitals. This marks the beginning of modern medicine, as the theory explains that one microorganism causes an infection throughout the work. Now, my partner Jonathan tell us a little more about his story.
Vaccine, Edward Jenner. Hand sores and fever were the symptoms of infected people. Protection from smallpox was associated with pus in the sores, so injecting pus of the sore of sick people in a smallpox outbreak created an immune response after only having very low symptoms and then recovering, approving Edward Jenner proposed theory. Vitamin, James Lynn Bay. Bleeding skin in sailors was a disease called scurvy that was discovered in 1747 by James Lynn Bay. The diet involving citrus fruits helps prevent scurvy, but it was not until Frederick Gowland Hopkins discovered the now called vitamin B1 and vitamin C, that after followed their origin to diets that included and poor nutrition. Penicillin, Alexander Fleming. A mold was growing in the container while the Staphylococcus bacteria was studied by Alexander Fleming. The penicillin was the name of the substance what deadly the bacteria around to mold, but was unsuccessful when Alexander tried to use to treat infection. The purifying and extracting penicillin was tested and found to be effective in 1940 after the observation an incomplete document for Fleming by Ernest Chain.
Insulin is a substance that is produced in our bodies to help us take advantage of the energy coming from food and thus help us to perform all our daily activities such as walking, running, etc. It intervenes in each of our movements, with which it is the fuel of our bodies. In Insulin was discovered in Toronto during summer of 1921. Credit for discovery has traditionally been given to Banting and Bess. These two researchers performed experiments in a number of dogs. The experiments with dogs focused on performing a pancreatectomy on a healthy dog. Cancer arises through a series of somatic alterations in DNA that culminate in unrestricted self-proliferation. Many of the above alterations involve actual sequence change in DNA. They may occur as a result of random errors in replication. Many of the cancers appear sporadically, but also in some families that have a germline mutation in an oncological gene there is a clustering of some neoplasms. That is, they appear in several of their members. HIV is a virus that causes AIDS. It affects your immune system, making you sick more easily. HIV is spread during sex, transported in semen, vaginal secretions, blood, and breast milk.